Rugby league is everything to me. It gives me purpose.
The game gives me a chance to bond with my kids and build family memories.
Rugby league is our life. The passion and pride we have for our team can't be explained.
For me, it's waking up early on Saturday morning, making sure everything is ready for hundreds of kids to run out and be part of something bigger than them.
It's what keeps my kids fit and healthy and connected to their friends and the community.
The game to me means being able to influence young people to make positive changes.
It gives me a sense of belonging. I get community. I get family.
You have footy family. You may only see each other at the games, but you know everything about them.
From being at the game, I feel a part of something bigger than myself.
The full spectrum of emotions. Love, excitement, stress, anticipation.
It's spending time with my kids watching them cheer on their heroes.
I feel proud that our game has the power to affect so many lives.
Rugby league is a great icebreaker. You can always start a conversation with who do you support and bam, instant friends. Or enemies.
Welcome to our fourth Harvey Norman Women in League event in 2013.
I love the game. It gives me a chance for all the girls to catch up and have a good time. We do all go for different clubs, so there's always a bit of rivalry, but it's all in good fun.
Kim Marie Till.
A very big year for me. It's my husband's job, and the club is our extended family. I have such a sense of pride when he runs out each week. I'm very proud of everything he's achieved.
It's not something I think about, it's just something I do.
Welcome to Women's in League Week here in North Queensland. My name's Michael Lindman and this is the weekly roundup for Development North Queensland. What a weekend of footy too, with the Women's in League Week being highlighted with the Cowboys-Roosters game on the Saturday night. At 1:45, the Northern Pride from up the road in Cairns are playing the National Under-16 Grand Final against the Newcastle Knights. A little bit later on in the afternoon, the Under-18 Grand Final sees the Townsville Stingers trying to get some early blood against the Sydney Roosters. Then the NYC game where the Cowboys are looking to try and put a victory on the board against the Roosters. And can Jonathan Thurston's men chalk up another 2 points after a great victory against the Broncos on Friday night just gone against the Sydney Roosters. This week in Development NQ, we've got a little bit of royalty. A National Rugby League player, or a former National League player, and David Solomona joins us. Murray Hurst, a former coach for the Cowboys, comes in for a chat. Both were in the Copper City last week with the Outback Challenge. We have another What The, all the scores from the week just gone, and we also have all the times for this weekend's games. All that and more on Development NQ. Looking at the scores from last week now, in Mackay District, South 60 defeated North 0, West 25 defeated Moranbah 18, Whitsunday 52 defeated Magpies 10, and Serena 36 defeated Brothers 6. Up the road a little bit to Bowen, Tigers sprung an early upset for the year. Tigers 24 defeated Stingers 22. Bulldogs continue on their merry way, 44-4 winners over the Burdekin. Townsville, Centrals 22 defeated North 16. Centrals did it the hard way. Burdekin, their fourth victory in a row, 24 defeated Charles Towers 14. But from what we've been told by many good sources, the game of the year so far in Townsville, Brothers 18 drew with Herbert River 18. In the Cairns District, a few surprises here. Tully 58 defeated Mareeba 6. Innisfail, still smarting from last week's loss, took out their anger on the Atherton Roosters, 50 points to 10. Edmonton 34 defeated Ivanhoe's 26. The game of the round, Brothers and Southern Suburbs, 20 all. And the big surprise packet, Mossman, threw another spanner in the works. Kangaroos and Mossman drew 32 all. In the Midwest, Cloncurry Eagles had an easy victory over the Hughenden Bulls, 48 points to 16. Normanton Stingers did it the hard way over the Doomadgee Dragons, coming back from a 14-10 deficit at half-time to win 24-14. And the Wanderers Devils defeated the Town Lions in a very fast, open game of rugby league in the Isa, 42 points to 32. The North Queensland Roundup comes with a very special guest today. David Solomona is with me. David, welcome to the Mount Isa.
Yeah, mate, it's a hot one here, so just trying to get used to it.
David, what are you up doing in Mount Isa?
So doing a bit of welfare and education for the NRL, so actually come up here with my boss, Murray Hurst, and run a few programs with the kids.
You say it's very hot, what are you used to?
Well, I've been living in England for the last 10 years, so used to -4, so anything over 10 is pretty hot for me, so Murray teases me a lot because I struggle with the heat, so if you ever look outside, they said it hasn't rained here for 3 years, so.
Yes, it is Mount Isa, so. And is this your first visit to the Copper City?
Yeah, it is. So I've been pretty fortunate. I've gone to a lot of places around Queensland, but to be honest, I've always wanted to come here. It's got a lot of famous players coming out here as well, and got a couple of family in the mines, and they said, it's a good spot, nice big mine here. So
this is true. David, what's your playing background? A lot of people probably won't remember your playing background, so just for the fans of Development North Queensland, could you just give us a bit of a rundown of your highlights, please?
I played all my junior footy at the Warriors, went to the Roosters, played there for 3 years, went to Para, played there for 3 years. I was pretty lucky, played in grand finals at both clubs. Then I went over to England, played over in England for Wakefield, Bradford and Warrington for a couple of years, and pretty fortunate to play for Kiwis a handful of times and go to a couple of World Cups, so pretty happy with that.
What type of message would you give to youngsters, especially people in Mount Isa and around North Queensland, because there's a fair bit of distance between Point A to the Cowboys? What type of message would you give to juniors who are aspiring to get to the next level?
One thing we always tell young players is habits, form good habits. If you can form good habits at a young age, the quicker the better. And that's habits of showing up on time. I do a lot of work with kids in schools, and I tell them the way you respect your teachers, the way you respect your coaches, the way that you show up on time and wear the correct uniform. Hopefully when you get to a rep team or any stage of footy, they'll see these little things that you do, and hopefully it will translate into you training well and playing well. And I'm a real big believer in good people make good players. So trying to make good decisions is important for me as well.
As you just said, you've got a vast array of playing career history behind you. Who are some of your favourite coaches and some of your favourite players?
Well, I was pretty lucky. I got to play with guys like Brad Fittler and Ruben Wicke and Adrian Morley over in England. Played with him for a fair bit. And to be honest, some of the best players I played with, some of the young boys, I got to play with Sam Burgess for 3 years. And,
wow.
And I played with him when he was 18, 19 and 20. And we played in the same team as Steve Menzies was in our team as well over in Bradford. And he was the best player in our team by far. Lucky to have players like him. Some of the best the best coach I ever had was my last coach, which was Tony Smith. As a personal development, he was the person that made me believe good people make good players. But best head coach I've ever had is Brian Smith. Personality-wise, he can blow up a bit, but smartest coach I've ever had in my life. I learned more from him in 3 years than I did off any other coach.
David, I hope you enjoy your time in Mount Isa. Thank you very much.
Cheers, thanks.
Go beyond the sideline. Become an NRL referee. A fun, exciting, non-contact way to be involved in the game. See all the action from the best position on the field. You'll keep fit and meet lots of new people.
I'm an NRL referee. I'm an NRL referee.
From the juniors to the first grade, you could be a part of the greatest game of all. Become an NRL referee. Go to playnrl.com.
Development Q Weekly Roundup has made its way out to Mount Isa, and we have a very special guest with us today, Murray Hurst. Murray, welcome along.
Thank you very much.
Murray, what's your role out here this week?
As Welfare and Education Manager for Queensland and employed by the NRL, obviously it's very difficult to get all over the state, so when an opportunity came to have some influence, I guess, or give some impression to the younger ones, the Western boys, I took the opportunity at Jeff Orman's invitation, and I think it's time that they did get a little bit of what happens in the Eastern Seaboard.
A lot of people wouldn't know what your role entails now. Can you give a bit of a brief background of what your job is?
Well, really my target area is the people who are at NRL level or Queensland Cup. And this year we've taken on the Cyril Connell Mulmeninga teams, which are under 16s and 18s representative teams. And you know, obviously there's a wide catchment. There's 58,000 people playing rugby league in Queensland. So that said, when you think that you have to get to all those people, it means a lot of resources. But what happens is we've been giving presentations on decision making, which revolves around sexting and texting and illicit drugs and alcohol, things like that, and the right and wrongs of it. And other presentations have been anti-doping and also state of mind, which is about mental health and depression, a very pertinent point at the moment.
So how are the kids responding to these programs that you're running, especially you said Cyril Connell Mulmeninga, so our best 16 and 18-year-olds playing regional leagues, how do they take on these programs? Are they enjoying it? Do they find it's becoming very good for their own personal profile?
Yeah, the feedback we've had is extraordinary. You know, they haven't had these before. They've had some presentations of sorts, mainly around anti-doping, mind you, but and ASADA. However, when you talk about behavioural issues and social responsibility and vocational awareness, they start to prick their ears. I mean, at that age, coincidentally, it's an age where some of them don't take much notice of their parents. So, you know, what we tell them with those aspects I just spoke of, you know, there's been a lot of good feedback, and we've had no incidents in the whole competition of 16s and 18s this year.
Murray, a lot of people wouldn't know your background. They've probably heard of Murray Hurst, the Cowboys coach. Can you just give us a little bit of background about your expertise in rugby league?
Oh, well, I did coach for 25 years and coached at the Cowboys for 7.5 years. Went as assistant coach and then became head coach, and also coached in Townsville, Mackay, Rockhampton and Brisbane, and coached a lot of rep teams against a lot of people, coached against 13 countries in the end, and coached 2 countries, Australia and Tonga in the World Cup of 2000.
Congratulations. Murray Hurst, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
It's time for this week's What The? This week we're going up to Cairns from a bit of vision from 2013. Thanks to a few people who texted in during the week, Chris Williams took the video between Cairns Kangaroos and Cairns Brothers. And what do you do when the ball's about to go dead in goal? Look what happens next.
Number 7, Robbie Amber, second score line, the Kangaroos 12. Gateway Construction, Cairns Brothers 0.
Good house the ref. Touchy.
A lesson to be learnt there. If the ball's going dead, let it go dead. Otherwise, you pass it back in, you just don't know who's going to be there. And thanks to those people up in Cairns who texted through that little clip for me to put on there. If you have a what the, please let us know or send us in a quick Facebook inbox. All you got to do is go to facebook.com/developmentnq and send us a message there. Well, that's about us for another week of Development NQ's weekly roundup. Before we go, the times for this week's Rugby League. Get on down and support your local team with many great games on this weekend. Until next week, bye for now.